Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comics, video games, and anything else geeky. I'm Chris.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Danny.
And today we're going to be talking about a Comic-Con that we just attended and had a booth at. So we're going to give you a little report from that, as we normally do. But before we get started with that...
Geeky Weeks.
Let's talk about our Geeky Weeks. So every week we talk about anything geeky that we did, whether it was a little bit or a lot. And who wants to kick it off this week?
I'll go in case this storms out my business. So there was a lot of new reality TV that started last week. We got Bachelor in Paradise, everyone's favorite dating show on a beach, right? And then also Big Brother had its first episode of season 27.
Wow.
Which, that's crazy. That means this is like the 10th year I've watched Big Brother, because I started with BB17. And I don't think they've doubled up on any years. Oh, that's crazy. That makes me feel old. Whatever. It's good. And there's some interesting people and an interesting twist because, spoiler alert, they have Rachel, who is like one of the Big Brother icons. She won like season 13 or something like that. She's in the house right now, which is interesting. She was also on the first season of The Traitors. So yeah, some cool reality TV that's going on. And then Marvel Rivals Season 3 started, so I've been playing some of that, and it was cool. It felt really nice, because I got to Diamond 3 last season, so when I started this season, I started at Silver 1, which was a lot better than starting at Bronze 3.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and when the season ends, it, like, decays you, so you have to climb back up. And so after like 2 games, I was back in gold, which was amazing. So I'm excited. And I got to play Phoenix a little bit. Because whenever there's a new character, everybody kind of like insta-locks her. So
yeah.
I've played her a little bit, and she seems fun. She seems like maybe a little weak. Unless you're good at hitting headshots. So, yeah.
She's always messing with dudes' heads.
And it's funny, since, like, Cyclops isn't in the game yet, but Wolverine is. They have, like, a team-up, because, they do the team-ups. So they have a team-up, and then he keeps calling her, like, honey and stuff.
Uh-oh. Does he pull out a picture and stare at it longingly?
No, but he should.
Cool. Anything else?
I went to a convention.
Nice.
No way.
We should talk about that.
We should.
Tune in next episode when we talk about the convention.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, Danny, how about you?
Well, I'm also on my dating show on an island craze. But unfortunately, Sunday night was the finale. And funny enough, there's final 4 couples, and one of the couples broke up right before the finale.
Of course they did.
But they broke up after voting closed. So.
What does that mean? They were able to win? Does somebody win?
They did not win.
Okay.
They got 3rd place for being broken up.
So the 4th place couple's like, come on, man.
Yep. So that was fun. I'm happy with the couple that won. Everyone knew that they were going to win.
Did you vote?
Yeah. I voted for the 4th place couple.
Oof.
But they got together right towards the end. So it makes sense why they didn't have as many fans.
Which couple won?
Amaya Papaya and Brian. Spoilers.
The only things that I know about that show is that there's a guy who says he's like 5'10", who's actually like 5'6" or 5'7".
Yeah, that's Ace.
And then there was a controversy. And then there's a person named Huda who had an AI advertisement or something like that.
Yeah,
That's all I've gathered from social media.
A perfume brand made an AI.
That's like a deep fake. Yeah. That's crazy.
But other than that, I did some crocheting for the convention, and then I went to said convention.
Ooh.
We should talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get there. But that's all.
All right. Well, I've got a couple different things from different media.
Well,
one, I saw Superman the movie.
Nice.
That was pretty cool. Good movie. Let's see. I finally finished the second half of Daredevil. So the TV show, I think it was a split season. And when it came back, I just didn't catch up with it. So I finally caught up with it and finished it out, and it was good.
Punisher's in it, right?
Punisher is in it, yes.
Cool.
Not till the very end, but he's in it. And they actually had a post-credit scene for the TV show.
What?
On the last episode.
What did it say?
I can't tell you that.
Did it have Superman in it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. James Gunn, is that his name?
It's one of the guns.
He sued Trump for $1 million.
For what?
Because the White House posted a picture using his Superman poster, but put Donald Trump's face on it.
Oh boy. Can't do that.
You can cut that if you want. I just thought that was funny.
And what else did I do? I've read a comic, but according to my app that I read the comics in, it said that I read it before. But I was going to read the, so it was West Coast Avengers #1. And I don't know if I'd talked about that previously, but...
Is that the famous one?
No.
Okay.
Not the famous one. A recent one from just a couple months ago. And I was going to, read the second issue of it because it said that I read issue 1. I was like, well, let me just go ahead and open up issue 1 and page through it just so I can remember what I was reading about. And I recalled absolutely 0% of it. So I don't know if I read it or not. But now I have. I've read it. And it was good.
Nice.
It's like Tony Stark is trying to get together a team on the West Coast in California. And he's got some, some normal friends. And then he's got some people you wouldn't expect, like Ultron. As an Avenger.
That's crazy.
And people are having a little bit of trust issues with Ultron for some reason.
Oh, I wonder why.
But yeah, that was pretty good. And let's see. Can't think of anything else. So let's go ahead and talk about the convention that we had. So we went to a local comic book convention, one that we've done the previous 2 years. So this is our 3rd year in a row doing this one, right?
But we've attended it for longer.
I know. I feel like we've attended it for like a decade.
We attended it since it was free to go to.
Right, yeah. In different locations over the years. But we are now, I guess, regulars, if you will. And we set up our booth early in the morning, waited for the doors to open, and had a good time meeting lots of nice people, seeing some familiar friends and faces.
Yeah.
And sharing our love of geekiness with everybody. So who wants to describe how we had what we had our booth set up with?
Sure. So
if I must.
So I feel like it was very similar to last year's. And so in the middle we had our little tabletop arcade machine that Dad built for last year's con with the family geekery. logo on it with his personalized Pico 8 game, Space Race. And then to the left, we had some Amber stuff.
Yeah, some Amber stuff.
Amber stuff. Amber made some perler bead keychains, Magic the Gathering earrings and keychains, Magic the Gathering packs, and then of course we had buttons and all those sorts. Then on the right we had Danny stuff, and we had crochet stuff, and my art prints, and some 3D printed stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep, and so we have to have that attention getter in the middle. And I think this year, the arcade machine attention getter did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I think it worked more as intended as it has in the past.
Yeah.
So I feel like in the past we've had either kids that want to play and the parents say, oh, no, no, no. Or we have kids that show up maybe without their parents and then they play for like 20 minutes. And we still had some parents shooing away their kids, which, you know, makes sense because you don't always want to stop and read. Something looks flashy. Usually it isn't free, you
Right.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of the kids who showed up and maybe they played for like 5 minutes and were enjoying it, but they, you know, they moved on, so they didn't hog it like we've had in the past.
Yeah.
We had a father and son playing it, and I think he remembered it from last year. He remembered our whole booth from last year.
Wow.
Because he played it for a while, and then he looked up and he saw my shirt, and he said, oh, you guys. He said, I got a button from you guys last year, and I wear it all over the place, and people are always asking me where I got it from. So that was kind of neat. And he was playing against his, what would you say, 5-6-year-old son.
Yeah.
And he was not a parent that lets their kids win at games. And he was heckling the kid the whole time, like, you're not ready to take on Dad. You're not ready. You're not ready to beat me.
Yeah. And then his daughter came over too. And I remembered the kids. I didn't remember the dad, but I remembered the kids.
Yeah.
They both played and lost against Dad.
That's how it is.
Yep.
Hey, at least he plays with his kids. We only grew up watching our dad play games.
Yeah,
That's right.
because he played games like Saints Row the Third and Red Dead Redemption, so...
Not the same genre of games, I guess.
No.
But yeah, that was cute. I remember them. It was nice that he remembered us.
Yep. And then speaking of people remembering us, there was a guy that walked up and he just started grabbing packs of Magic cards. And without even, like, interacting, he just, like, grabbed 4 of them and threw his money at us. And Amber tried to strike up a conversation about, you know, what was in them, you know, which packs were which. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, I know. I bought these last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I would hope that he was somewhat satisfied with what he got last year.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I try to make him fair.
there was, like, zero hesitation. He just walked up, he saw them, grabbed them, and off he went.
Although here's a little what's it called? Confession. I did not make a single new pack
All right.
this year because 2 years ago, our first year doing it, my pack sold like crazy because it was something that I remember seeing like other people sell at cons before. So I was like, okay, I'll make some. And I probably like pretty nearly sold out, right? And then last year, he was probably the only person who bought any.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had like 20 packs left over from last year, and I was like, hey, I mean, we can put them up, and if they sell, they sell. If they don't, whatever. It's not taking up too much space. And they did pretty well again this year.
Yeah. I would say of people walking by, I think the most commonly recognized items was people recognizing Magic the Gathering stuff and people recognizing Five Nights at Freddy's
Yeah.
slash Stardew Valley stuff, where you had the perler keychains and stuff.
Yeah.
But those are right at eye level, so those are kind
And they were
of jumping
bright.
out. Yeah, bright colors. And there was another guy, I think, that bought magic packs from you last year that came by and got some more also.
Yes.
So that's good. That's
Yeah, repeat buyers. That's what all companies want, right?
that's right. You want the cost of acquisition to be low and the lifetime sales to be high. That's your business lesson of the day.
Nice.
Nice.
That and capitalism rules.
Maybe you can print me some stencils that are not made of paper, and then I won't. Then I won't have to have cheapo things that I need to remake every year, and then I can consistently make my packs again.
So you think we should 3D print you some stencils?
Oh, I was thinking that cool laser cutter you got at work.
Oh. Make some acrylic ones.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so what else? Talk about your plushes, Danny. Which ones were the most popular?
So, I had some leftover plushies from last year, and then I made some new ones this year. And usually, in the past few years, stingrays do really well, and ducks do really well, and chickens. But this year I added some possums or opossums, because those are really big in the crochet community. There's lots of patterns, and on every YouTube video that's like, what to make for your next craft show, it's like, make possums. And so I think all 3 of my possums sold,
Yeah.
and then both my ducks sold, and I think 2 of my chickens sold out of 3. But I think only 1 of my stingrays sold, which I was a little surprised at. I feel like those go the most, but I also had them kind of in the back, so maybe that had something to do with it. But yeah, I think I kind of downpriced my plushies because I just enjoy making them. I'm not really doing it for a profit. So I think a lot of crochet plushie makers, like, they gotta price it high because of the cost and how many hours they put into it. So I think having mine a little bit of a lower price helps me out. But some of those crochet people have some big items, which I know took days.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some big ones there.
And a lot of them, like, create their own patterns too, which it's crazy. Like, I know somebody there had I'm thinking it must be because when I was looking through the comic books to make buttons, there's like that Disney Junior Spider-Man show, and there's like a little robot spider, and it looked like somebody made those, but like for all of the Spider-Man characters,
Oh, neat.
which was really cool.
There was also a lady 2 booths over that had a whole crochet booth, and she had 3 or 4 fully made Squid Game character dolls selling for $50 each. And I checked back like halfway through the con, and they were all gone.
Well, she got lucky. Well, I mean, not lucky. It's good planning on her part. Squid Game 3 just came out, so...
So I guess that's good to know that someone will drop $50 on a Squid Game doll.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, people dropped $90 on Labubu's.
Yeah. I'll stick to my Lafufus.
Your $1 AliExpress.
But yeah, I like making crochet stuff. It's fun. I like when parents walk by and they need something cheap for their kid to keep them entertained, and they're like, I'll buy your $8 chicken to have them play with.
When the little 8-year-olds bring over mom, like, Mom, can I get it?
And then they're like,
I bet that makes you so happy.
They're pulling their cash out of their little purse, and they're like, I want that one.
Yeah.
It was great. There was a young lady that came over and she bought a possum, and she must have, like, you do your first round of browsing through all the booths to see what's out there, and then you come back and you buy the things that you want. So she must have seen it before, because she walked right up to it. She said, "I'd like that possum, please." She gave me the money, and as she was walking off, she was like so excited, big smile on her face, and then she like kissed the possum as she was walking away.
Oh,
I love that.
It's nice. It's nice that you can create something that gives someone so much joy.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a disease.
What?
Don't kiss possums.
Okay.
That's
Mine don't have
That's where
diseases,
you go.
I promise.
It's a dangerous thing to do out in the wild.
Yeah.
All right,
it
so
makes me
Amber,
happy.
talk about the new things that you made for this con.
Yeah, the new things that did not sell. So I was like very excited to make some Magic the Gathering earrings, because I've done it before, but like for the years ago, and for the first time I just like cut them out, like painted the back black, and then Mod Podged both sides, just give it a little more safety, security, whatever. And I wore those a lot when I was in college. I was like really excited. I was in my funky earrings phase because I didn't have a job that I couldn't wear, long earrings for. So I was really excited to make some earrings, because I had already made a bunch of the perler bead keychains, and I knew those, I knew those did well last year, because I sold out of those immediately last year, and I was like, okay, I need to have more than 5 of those. So once I had those made, I was like, okay, I'll make some earrings and some like keychains, and I'm gonna use resin. So I got some, just normal, it's not called air dry resin, but like as opposed to UV resin, got those, was picking out a bunch of cards that were like pretty, and I was like, okay, maybe like people wouldn't know these, but like maybe it's pretty enough that they'll buy them anyways. So I made like 20 something pairs and only sold one, but I realized that, it probably isn't the best demographic at this event. Considering my very colorful Five Nights at Freddy's things did very well, and then earrings didn't. And the one pair that was bought by like a mother, and she was like looking at a couple of designs. She had all her kids and her husband come and like decide which one they liked the best that she could buy. So maybe I'll have to try a craft show. I feel like maybe something like that would be better, but I was proud with how they came out, and I will gladly wear the ones that I keep.
Yeah, I thought they turned out great.
Yeah, and then I made some little like keychain charms, and I had them priced at $10 because, I use resin, and resin's kind of expensive, and it takes a long time to make, and there's like a high level of error or whatever. But they were just kind of small and probably not the most exciting and eye-catching, compared to my fun time animatronics, which were definitely bringing people over, especially all the like kiddos and teenagers who really like FNAF. So
cool. All right.
But hey, now I got a bunch of things that I can keep for myself.
That's right. I think if you put a bigger eye-catching sign above it, with maybe the MTG logo. Not that we're going to use a trademarked logo to advertise your items, but just something that catches the eye so that people know, oh, I like Magic the Gathering, and maybe I should see what these things are. Because they were just kind of sitting there without any kind of context.
I kind of focused all my time on making the earrings, and then when it came to like how to set them up, it was more of an afterthought.
Right.
'Cause I was just like so focused on doing the actual crafting. But hey, I've got them all, and now I'll know for next year.
There you go.
But there was a booth across the way from us that was selling some earrings, and it didn't look like they sold too many either, just from what I was looking at, watching them throughout the day. I saw maybe like 4 or 5 empty spots on their little wheel. But there's another table that I've bought earrings from, actually, and they probably did pretty well because that's kind of their whole thing.
All right, so let's talk about some of the costumes that we saw. Anybody have any standout costumes that they want to shout out?
Yes. So we had a little family come over to our booth, and the girl was dressed as Spider-Gwen, and she had her mom, her dad, and her little brother with her. And she was like, "Oh, Mommy, what's this?" Pointing at the magic cards. And the mom kind of explained a little bit. So I was like, "Oh, here you go. You can have one of these." And it was our, like, special magic promo. It's our art card. And so I gave that to her. And then her brother was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I was like, "Oh, here, you can have one too." And I saw that he was dressed as Gambit. Cute little, probably 6 years old. Cute little Gambit. And the mom was like, "Oh, you should show her your card." And so he digs in his little pocket and he pulls out a Gambit trading card from one of the many Marvel trading card things.
Oh, cool.
And it was really cool, and it was like it had the golden signature, probably of the artist or whatever, printed on the card. And it was like worn a little bit because he's got it in his pocket. It was so cute. And
get that boy a top loader.
And then he pulled out or maybe his dad was holding it, but he had like a little like acrylic ace card, like clear acrylic, and his glove had like a little purple LED in it, and he was holding the card, and so it looked like it was purple, and like he was like using his Gambit magic, and it was so cute.
That's cool.
And I think they ended up buying some buttons from us. And I showed the girl, because I made the buttons. I was like, "I think there's a Spider-Gwen in here." So I showed it to her, pointed that out. And I didn't think there were any Gambits, but I was like, "I think there might be some Rogues, but I don't know if this 6-year-old knows Rogue and Gambit's relationship." So, but I think he picked out something else also. So yeah, it was really cute. It was adorable.
It'd be funny if you picked up the Rogue button and started calling it Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Danny? See any good outfits?
Yeah. What was it? We saw, is it Bonnie? Bleeding Bonnie?
Springtrap.
Springtrap?
Yeah, the Springtrap was great.
That
But
was really good.
Bonnie was the little girl that had the stuffed animal.
No, that was
Oh, Clarabelle or something.
Elizabeth. There was a family that was kind of dressed up as the Aftons, which was cool. I think her older brother was William Afton, because he was like purple guy, or no, I think that's Michael actually, because he's the security guard. So her older brother was Michael, and then she was Elizabeth, and she was carrying around a baby, a circus baby plush, which is cute because Elizabeth is the one gets got by baby.
That was cute.
Nice.
What else was there?
I would say there was an ample amount of Jinxes. But
yeah, there were some Jinxes. There was a
maybe
Jinx
not
and
as many
Vi.
as last year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see the Vi also. Yep.
I liked seeing beginners of cosplay, like because at a place like GalaxyCon you do see some of that, but a lot of it is like professional cosplayers, which is really cool to see, but it's also awesome to see like a young person trying their best and looking really good,
For
like
sure.
something that you know that they made. Because, like, a lot of those other costumes, they probably buy them or buy parts or whatever, but it's fun to see what, like, local people can do with what they have.
Yep. I think my favorite, there was a kid, I'm guessing it's a kid because of the relative size to the rest of humans, that was in a fully three-dimensional papier-mâché Pac-Man outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was specifically the Saturday morning cartoon version of Pac-Man. And then there was a guy that was there almost the whole day that I recognized his item first, his little gadget first, and he had this glowing gadget that looked like a bunch of Tetris blocks, three-dimensional Tetris blocks, kind of stacked on top of each other, but glowing in different colors. And I recognized that right away, and I was like, "Oh, what is that from? What is that from?" And I was trying to figure out the rest of his outfit because he had like a Hawaiian T-shirt on, and he had a cigar. And as soon as I saw the cigar, I was like, "Oh, that's Al from Quantum Leap." So
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wait, is he smoking in here?
yeah, you asked me that.
I was like, I didn't think smoking was allowed.
So I spent a couple minutes explaining to Danny what Quantum Leap was, and then explaining who this Al person was in it. And she's like, "You should go tell him that you recognize him. He might no one else might not recognize him." So I walked over, and to give you some context, Quantum Leap is about a guy that jumps. I think they're experimenting in time travel or something, or some kind of quantum physics, and he leaps into the body or life of somebody, and he has to solve some problem for that person. And then as soon as he solves that problem, he leaps to the next one, and he keeps on leaping and leaping, trying to leap back to home because he is, he's stuck in this constant leaping.
Wait, is it a show or a game?
Yeah, it was a TV show.
Okay.
And each episode was a new character, and it would always start with him, leaping into somebody, and he'd look in the mirror and see who he was, or he'd leap right into a person that's in the middle of a boxing match or something. And Al is the person that's in the modern time, one of his assistants or something, and he uses this little gadget in his hand, which is a handheld computer, to figure out what's going on. And he'll say, like, "Sam, you have just leaped into, Alex Crusoe's body. Looks like he's gonna, have some problems coming up." And then as the show progresses, the computer finds out more and more. And so, like, 10 minutes later, he'll come back. And he's not always there. He'll just come back, and he's a hologram to Sam. No one else can see him. He's just a hologram to Sam. And he'll say, "Sam," and I think the computer's name was like Squiggy or Quiggy or something like that. And he says, "Quiggy has figured out that you're going to die in a car crash in 2 days. And so now he has to figure out some way to avoid that, that fate or whatever." And so
he's the guy in the chair.
That's what I said.
Yep. But specifically, he's a hologram that only Sam can see. So I walk over, and I'm like, "Excuse me," and the actor who played him is Dean Stockwell, very famous actor. And I said, "Excuse me, are you cosplaying Dean Stockwell's character in Quantum Leap?" And he goes, "Wait, you can see me?" Sam, we have a problem. And
That's so funny.
He starts punching on his little machine. He's like, "Sam, we need to get you out of here right now." And he starts punching on his thing, and then he's like, "Listen." And he puts the little computer up to my ear, and it has the leaping sound effect, go on. And I was like, that's great that he stayed in character as I came up to approach him, and he later went on to say that not a lot of people recognize him, so he was happy that someone did.
Exactly.
Oh, that's fun.
I told you. Made his day.
Yep. So I'll have to show you some episodes of Quantum Leap. They actually brought it back like 2 years ago, like a year or two ago. They rebooted it with obviously new actors because this was a 1980s TV show. But yeah, they brought it back and modernized it a little bit, but that was neat. Little something for us old dudes to appreciate.
Fun.
All right. What about other booths that you may have visited that you'd like to shout out to?
I had a really nice interaction with Cat Mouse, an artist. And I think this was her first year back in a little while. And it was exciting to see her because I have a piece of art, and I told her this. I said, because it just so happened her little art book was flipped over to the art that I have. I was like, "Oh, I have this hanging on my wall. I got it a couple of years ago, and I love it. Like, I look at it every day." And she was like so excited. And then I saw that she had for sale a like a colored pencil drawing of one of the characters from K-pop Demon Hunters, and I was like, whoa, this is like perfect because that movie just came out and I love it and it's a really cute cat. So I was like, yeah, I'll buy that. I'll get that. And she was so happy. She was like, can I take your picture with it? And I was like, oh yeah, of course. So she took my picture with her art and it was cool.
That's
Neat.
sweet.
Yeah.
What about you, Danny? What booth stood out for you?
There's an artist, I forget her name, but she did a bunch of pixel art, and I bought one of her prints. It had a few cats on it. She has really nice, like, environment design, like backdrop design. It literally looks like Stardew Valley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
really good.
I saw
It's-
hers.
It's really well done. And she's probably like my age, maybe. And I was like, oh, like, who's the artist? And she was like, me. And I'm like, wow, like, this is really cool. So props to her, because it was really cool stuff, really pretty, really aesthetic.
Nice.
Yeah.
And her small prints were only $7, so had to cop that.
Very cool.
Yeah. I went to another I didn't buy as much as I usually do. Because I say this every year and then I usually fail. But I usually say that I have too many prints that I buy and not enough wall space. And this year I only like bought one print, which was nice, and I know kind of exactly where I want to put it. But I saw this one seller named Lee Strawberry, and her art style was like super different. Like, she's got this like very cartoony, almost like sketchy art style where it's like just like this little character and it's like really silly. So I got a couple of her stickers, and then she had these like little mini prints that were kind of like postcard sized, and one of them was like really different, and she said that she like made it with Copic marker, and I was like, this with Copic marker, that's crazy. Like, it looked like a watercolor picture kind of. So I picked that up also because it was very different from her other stuff, and so range was really good.
Nice. And what do we see? Maybe 2 or 3 big booths of actual comics. There's one guy that's always in the front. He's got the same booth each year. And then there was one to the side of him, and as it turned out, it sounded like he was looking to get out of the business, because when I went looking at his comics, his son was there kind of manning the shop, and his son said, yeah, my dad's over the couple booths over trying to negotiate the sale of all of this.
Oh, wow.
I was like, he said, so if you see something you like, you might want to get it now.
Dang.
I was like, well, then I should get a pretty good deal on it so it doesn't go in the bulk rate, because if there's another dealer buying this stuff, he's going to pay you pennies on the dollar. But I wasn't able to convince this kid the way the economics actually work, so I didn't end up purchasing anything. But yeah, not as many comic booths, but that's kind of normal for most Comic-Cons.
A good number of like toy booths though.
Yeah, a lot of
A lot.
collectibles.
Yeah.
And they're definitely understanding the blind box rage right now.
Oh, yeah.
They had those things hiked up. I'm sure a lot of them are like hard to find, but you know, they had them. You know, they were making a pretty profit on that if people bought them.
Just like the gotcha people.
Oh, I was gonna say there was a whole gotcha store.
And those were not cheap gotcha machines.
No, they were
so,
not.
So they got to pay for those, which means you're going to be paying
Yeah.
a high price for a very cheap item that comes out.
I think so they were like the gotcha style machines that you would see in Japan. and there's this one Japanese YouTuber who like always does like gacha hauls and stuff. And I think over there, it's like 100 yen is more or less $1. And so a lot of those machines are like 300 yen, 400 yen. So you would get what we got for $3, but we had to pay double, but it's okay.
It's the experience.
It's right in the name. They're not even hiding the fact that they're going to get you.
Gotcha.
But I got a really cute Tamagotchi. There were a lot of Sanrio stuff, and I'm a little surprised I didn't end up going for a Sanrio thing. But I got a Tamagotchi, and I don't have Tamagotchi stuff, and it's a cute little keychain that opens up like a locket, so it's kind of cute.
Nice.
I got a little kitty coin purse.
It was a good size coin purse.
Yeah.
Do you have any coins?
Like money coins?
Doesn't anybody
a lot of
carry
money
coins
coins.
anymore? All right, so anything else about the con that you want to talk about?
I think I'm a little torn because I think we all think that it was a little bit smaller this year. Like not how many people came to attend, but how many people had booths. It seemed like there were less vendors than usual, and I don't know. As a vendor, I kind of liked that because we had a good table. We had a good setup.
Good location.
Good location. We were against the wall, so we had extra space and a longer table for some reason. I don't think everybody got a longer table because looking at some of the artist alleys, I think they had like the same length table as before. But as a consumer, I was a little disappointed that there weren't more people in vending.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed how good our location was, but it seemed like the width of the aisles on the far, I guess, right side as you enter from the main entrance was much more narrow. And as you got over to our side, the width of the aisle in front of us was huge. And not only is that good for crowd control, but it was probably 10 degrees warmer over on the far side than it was. I don't know if you noticed that, but it was considerably warmer over on the right side than it was on our side.
I just noticed getting crowded over there. Especially there were a few people in like wheelchairs that I was like, there's like no way for this person to get through if there's somebody standing at one of the sides, like looking at a booth. Like there was no way that like two people could stand on the sides in the wheelchair to get through. Like it was crazy. But then our table, we had so much space.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were also across from two like collectible places, so that are like walkable, like you can walk into them. So that also cleared up some traffic on our side.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no one in the way.
Yeah, we really lucked out with the location to the point that I even went back after we saw where the table was and went back to double check. Like, are you sure you gave us the right table?
Are you sure?
Because it looked like a much more expensive table than what we had purchased.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing wrong with that.
No.
They must know we're VIPs. Very important podcasters.
Exactly.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I think we're going to wrap up this episode. What do you think?
Yeah. Good third year. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
That's right. Start planning now. Start crocheting now. Start.
Nope.
How much more
beading now.
expensive is a booth at GalaxyCon?
2.5 to 3 times as much, I believe.
Dang.
You know what's
Well,
nice?
I guess one for every day. Or would that be for one day? Or would that be for all the days?
I think that's for all the days.
Okay.
You
So I
know
guess
what
that
is
does make sense.
what is nice though with this smaller con is I don't get lost on what I've seen and haven't seen, like in GalaxyCon, where I don't think
GalaxyCon was
I go through all the lanes in there.
Yeah.
But very nice, very good.
Yeah. So we'll look forward to setting up again next year. And hoping to see some more friendly, familiar faces.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're all about. Building a big community of awesome people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Even if it's just one that remembers us with their pin, that's all that matters.
That's right.
Yeah. But hey, next time,
It'll be
if
2.
somebody asks you where you got that pin, you can tell them it's Family Geekery. They have the best podcast. And let your children win a couple times. It's good for the self-esteem.
All right, so that's going to wrap up this episode. We thank you for listening. Go ahead and check out our socials. Check out our YouTube channel. See what's going on there. And until next time, peace out.
Peace out.
And geek out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.